Here's some of the resources we've got. The Connections community. So what we've done in terms of organizing is we've organized it by phase, set goals, check progress, year in review. We've got job aids and tools under each of these. So if you go into the set goals, okay, there's kind of high-level overview stuff. Then there are training decks, education sessions. Then there are these job aids and animated help. I don't know if any of you have used these before. How do I create a goal? How do I add comments? How do I add, delete a business goal? How do I submit it for approval for managers? I want to cascade a goal. How do I do that? I need to approve the plan. What do I do? Okay? So we've got a number of things here, and this is for each of the phases. So right now you're in that other phase. Let me skip over to check progress and show you what you got there. See if this, does that get me? Boom. Oh, I love my people. They're so awesome. Look at that. So you click on the icon. Okay. So here's some more. What do I have to do? If I'm an employee, what do I have to do during check progress? Really, all you do is update your goals, say how you're doing. Okay? If I'm a manager, I review their plan. Anything out of line, anything not make sense. We've provided a format for those quarterly conversations. The resource guide, including holding a quarterly discussion. And these are additional resources. So, people are in various levels of skill from a people management standpoint and holding discussions. And so this is all kind of stuff to say, how do I, if I need to hold a coaching conversation. I know Chad Sanders and those folks, you do those mid-year and NSM, they've been doing a lot of work around, I think this year it was about developing for that next level role. You've got your high performer and you do those development discussions. Okay, and the year before that, I think it was addressing low performance. But that is performance management. If you think at its core, setting expectations, providing guidance, feedback, input. And when they're doing it right, you give them the pat on the back. When they're not doing it right, you say, what have we got to do to fix it? Okay? About how to do this. One of my favorites is just a placemat that you may have seen. On the front, it says, here are the serve behaviors. And you flip it over. This is not serve, okay? Do this, don't do this. And that's linked in our system as well. So if you're having a hard time wrapping your head around what does it mean, what are these behaviors, I recommend this page to you, the serve leadership model, and this placemat, the very first one here. And so I can open it for you. So if you've seen this before, it really is, I don't need all this extra stuff, but kind of says here are the right behaviors, and then if you go to the next page, don't do this. Okay, these are examples of not serving. Okay, so recommend that to you. And really, I think one of the taglines that you hear from our senior HR executives is, it's about the conversation, okay? Because your people really, the form is good and all that, but the understanding really comes when you're having the discussion. Because I can get a leading, solid, or inconsistent performance rating, but what it means to me is all based on that conversation we have. You say I'm solid, what does that mean? Well, solid performance means we hired you because we knew you could do the job, and you did it. Thank you, good job. Okay? It's not you got a C and you're average and you're no good. It's, we only hire people because we think they can do the job, and you're doing it. And you say, you gave me an inconsistent performance rating. What does that mean? You say, well, what it means is you're doing some things well, but we need to see it more consistently. We need to improve. Okay? I'm not saying necessarily you're on a PIP or you're going out the door, but I am signaling we've got work to do. Okay? And I encourage you to think about how this can work for you, is I don't just ask them about their goals. At the beginning of the year, I give them, these are my goals, and I kind of paint it like a pie, and I say, and these are your slices. So they know exactly what I have to do, and they see how what they do helps me succeed. And then they can also, so if they're a high achiever, they get their stuff done, but now they know the other things that I'm worried about. They say, how can I help you? And my burden gets lighter because they know what they have to do and they've taken care of it. And then they come back and say, hey, I know you've also got some things here. I can pick that up for you. Okay? Or they can look, and if you've really got your teamwork piece going, is there anybody else that's struggling? And say, yeah, go help, Josh. Okay? And so that clarity of expectations does more than just make sure they're working on the right stuff. It allows those who are ready to go further and do more to show some initiative and start to help you out. Okay? And then you recognize, reward, you celebrate those successes as well. So appreciate your time. Thanks for coming up here. It's a great thing that you're able to see what the contact center does. And again, feel free to give me a holler anytime or anybody on my team. Our mailbox is performance.manager@lowe's.com. We have the connections community. So if it's a question that you think the entire enterprise could use an answer to, put it out there. If it's private and confidential, use the performance.manager mailbox. Okay? All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.